an ancient city built by the gods, the lost city of Sigiriya. Unknown about who actually built the lost city 650 feet above on a rocky outcrop, Sigiriya is a city full of unsolved mysteries. Despite the fact that many have claimed it was for protection, others have remarked that this still doesn't excuse the enormous and very impossible task of lugging building materials to a height of 200 meters. Many believe gods descended from the sky to build the magnificent city. But what's on the top of the mountain has left the archaeologists speechless. Stunning, breathtaking, and mysterious, those who've seen the remains of the ancient city of Sigiriya in Sri Lanka with their own eyes will find many words to describe their impressions. Built on top of a huge boulder fortification and declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in the early 1980s, the tranquility still fascinates countless tourists from all over the world. But what have we already learned about the legendary rock city whose history goes back more than 1,500 years? And why are some people still convinced that Sigiriya was not built by humans at all but by divine beings? Since the beginning of time, numerous cities have been founded, prospered, and then forgotten. Some names have persisted in fiction and folklore while others have completely vanished until a lucky discovery brought these enigmatic metropolises back to life. Sigiriya is one of those mysterious cities which has some dark history and unsolved secrets which left the researchers speechless. Sigiriya was a fortification that was built in the latter 5th century CE, under the reign of King Kasyapa. The city, which was constructed as a defense against invaders, is spread across several acres and extends more than half a mile north to south and about 2 miles east to west. The grounds that encircle the royal palace have fortifications, moats, rock gardens, water gardens, botanical gardens, and a Buddhist monastery. The capital of the north-central province and the former ancient capital of Sri Lanka is Anuradhapura. However, during his reign, the parricidal King Kasyapa relocated the capital to Sigiriya out of concern for an invasion from Moggallana, the legitimate heir. Moggallana brought an army and overcame Kasyapa in 495 CE, assuming the throne and returning the capital to Anuradhapura. The complex was enlarged to include a chapter house, a Bodhgara, a stupa, and an image house under the reign of King Moggallana and his successor. King Kashyap, the son of Dhatusena, only gained power after planning the execution of his father and usurping the throne from Moggallana, his brother and the legitimate heir. Kashyap built a fortified palace on the reputedly impregnable rock of Sigiriya out of fear of his brother's retaliation. But in 495, he lost a battle there, and as a result, he perished by slitting his own throat. After Kashyap passed away, his brother Moggallana gave the Buddhist monks back control of the Sigiriya location, which they used as a monastery up until the 14th century. It is believed that the royals were only allowed to enter through the more ornate western gate. The monument's name, Lion Rock, refers to the way that visitors used to start their final trek to the top, through the open jaws and throat, or gariya, of a lion, or sina. The meaning and function of the several beautifully painted caves that encircle the site and show scenes of hundreds of women remain unknown. The artwork was originally one of the largest in the world, measuring over 140 meters wide and 40 meters high. At one point, more than 500 women were shown, some of whom appeared to be celestial beings descending from the skies. According to local legend, the palace in the sky, the mythological home of Kuvera, the god of wealth, was built after the rock castle, which was built by gods who descended from the sky. Some people believe the attractive damsels holding flowers in the murals are goddesses, but local archaeologists think they are the courtesans of King Kashyap. However, archaeologists are still unsure of the purpose behind why a city was constructed on top of this enormous rock. Despite the fact that many have claimed it was for protection, Others have remarked that this still doesn't excuse the enormous and very impossible task of lugging building materials to a height of 200 meters. Building on top of large rocks or mountains was associated with the idea of reaching the heavens in ancient cultures. It's likely that a hilltop palace served as a passageway between our world and the world of the gods. The Buddhist monastery, located among the rock gardens, was built in the 3rd century BC, 8 centuries before the city, and it continued to be a thriving complex even after the city was destroyed. Monks lived here for more than 600 years following Kasyapa's downfall until they too left. It is one of the best preserved examples of ancient urban planning, which demonstrates methods and tools that were far more sophisticated than was thought to be feasible at the time. The design of the city incorporates ideas of symmetry and asymmetry to purposefully intertwine the surrounding natural and man-made geometric forms. A park for the royals is located on the western side of the rock, and it is symmetrically set out. The park has sophisticated surface/subsurface hydraulic systems and water-retaining structures, some of which are still functional today. A man-made reservoir may be found in the south, and it was heavily utilized by Sri Lanka's former dry zone capital. There were 5 gates at the entrances. It takes about an hour to ascend the 1,200 stairs to the top of the rock, but the effort is rewarded by the view of the Sky Palace, which is encircled by magnificent gardens, fountains, and moats as well as vibrant frescoes. Sigiriya, sometimes referred to as the 8th wonder of the world, was designated a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1982.